All right, let's dig into this idea of control together. It's a big one, right? Control can feel like this double edged sword. Sometimes we grip it so tight it cuts us, and other times we let it go completely, leaving us floundering. Sound familiar? Let's take a step back and really think about what control means, how it shows up for you, and most importantly, how you can work with it rather than fight it. Let's first talk about too much control. On one end of the spectrum, there's white knuckle control. This might look like things like counting every calorie or carb or gram. Maybe you're tracking your sleep down to the minute with an app. Maybe you're bringing your own pre-measured meals to a party in Tupperware. Maybe you're weighing yourself every day on the hour. Now, don't get me wrong, structure can be great. But when you try to control everything, it can feel overwhelming. The to-do lists pile up, the rules get stricter, and eventually you might feel like you're living in a straitjacket. Now, on the other end of that spectrum is zero control. On the flip side, sometimes it feels like everything's out of control. Ever had that moment where you're halfway through a tub of Nutella or peanut butter and wondering, what just happened? Yeah, that binge eating, that's the other extreme. When we swing back and forth between these two ends, too much control and no control at all, it's exhausting. So what actually works? Well, here's the real talk. Control isn't the goal. Action is. Control feels like action sometimes, but it's not the same thing. So how do we know when we're using control in a helpful way? Ask yourself, how's that working for you? If your control system feels good, like your life is so together, it's practically sparkling. It's great. But if it feels overwhelming, exhausting, frustrating, it's time to rethink that control. Let's get practical. Let's explore a couple of simple tools to help you work with more control more effectively. Okay, grab a piece of paper. And for my clients, I'm going to send you this piece of paper. I want you to draw on the piece of paper basically 3 circles kind of linked together. All right, you're going to label them total control, some control, no control. Now start filling those things in. Think about the areas of your life, your schedule, your feelings, your environment, and ask, what do I have total control over? What do I have some control over? What do I have no control over? Be honest here. Sometimes things we think are out of our control actually aren't. And other times we're white knuckling stuff that's beyond our reach. Once you've mapped this out, focus on the things in your total control circle. And for the next couple of weeks, let's take deliberate action in these areas. For the some control stuff, you ask yourself, what steps could bring these into the total control zone? Or do I even need to control this? And for the no control stuff, well, it's time to let it go. Shift your focus to managing your response instead. Number 2, let's tune into internal cues. Here's the thing. Most of us rely on external cues to measure progress. Things like calories, number on the scale, or what other people think. But external cues are fleeting. What happens if the app crashes? What if the scale doesn't budge? Or your friends stop commenting on your progress? Instead, let's start paying attention to the internal cues, the stuff only you can feel. How's your energy? How's your mood? Are you eating until you feel comfortably full? Are you sleeping well? Do you have good memory and energy and brain focus? Do your actions align with your values, what you care about, what your priorities are? These are the signals that tell you if you're on the right track, and they help you adapt and stay in tune with what really matters to you. Let's think of a metaphor. It's called hugging the cactus. Picture this. You're gripping a cactus so hard, as hard as you can, thinking it'll keep you safe. But the tighter you cling, the more it stabs you. Sometimes the best thing to do is to let it go, or just a little bit, and find a gentler way forward. If you've been clinging to rigid control, whether it's weighing every bite or sticking to strict rules, ask yourself, is that actually helping me? Could I loosen my grip and try something else? What happens when you let go of the cactus? All right, it's your turn. I want you to take a moment to reflect. What's one thing in your life you could shift from some control or total control? What's one thing ready to let go of. Let me know how it feels to loosen your grip and try a different approach. I'm here to help you figure it out. I want to give you an example. These come from multiple clients that I am currently coaching. And it's not based on one person. I have had these conversations with multiple clients, so I'm guessing you can probably relate. I'm working out 5 to 6 times a week. I'm eating well. I'm not snacking. I'm not having cheat days or treat meals or anything. I walk every day. Well, how's that working for you? Does this routine make you feel good physically and mentally? Are you enjoying these workouts and walks, or are they just starting to feel more like a chore? Are you seeing the progress you want? Whether that's in strength, energy, mood, or another goal? Does this feel sustainable, or are you on the edge of burnout? If everything feels great and it's aligned with your goals, awesome, keep it up. But if there's some tension like feeling exhausted or overly rigid, we might look at ways to adjust so you don't lose momentum or enjoyment. Example number 2. I'm weighing myself every day, every week. I can't seem to stop. How's that working for you? Does weighing yourself daily help you feel more in control or more anxious? Are you using the number on the scale to guide your productive actions, or does it just leave you frustrated? Is the scale the only way you measure progress? Or could we explore other indicators that matter more, like energy levels, strength, or how your clothes fit? If the daily weighing feels helpful and keeps you motivated, that's okay. But if it's stressing you out or becoming an obsession, we could consider scaling back and shifting focus to more meaningful internal cues of success. For both examples, the question, how's that working for you? It's designed to help you reflect on whether a habit or a behavior is serving its intended purpose, or is it just keeping you spinning your wheels? Sometimes control feels like action, but real action aligns with what you truly want.